Hey everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. When we last left off, we finally got to the point where I believe we're trying to find some final evidence to clutch onto, and Ryunosuke thought he remembered seeing blood on the plate of the victim, and that was something that wasn't brought up. And so they brought out the plate and there was no blood on it. And so we found the Koban under the stake, and now we're re-interviewing these two crazy psychopaths. I think ultimately to try and point out that the waiter took this plate from their table and not the victim's. So that's my guess anyways, and that was a long-winded explanation, but hey, welcome back to the series. Thank you guys so much for your continued support of it. I hope you're still having fun, and that's where we're jumping in, so let's go do that. Also, I turned up the volume a little bit. Let me know if it's too loud or if it's still okay. I guess we'll see. So, what's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for a little baby, Aido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness.
Why does he have a shank?
When cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man, in a trice, a worthless, withered antique.
I can't read, apparently.
Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Rasute shop owner's existence.
Be that as it may, Korakuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasute memory serves. Ah! God!
Whoa, that's it! The very exact one, that is it! That it is!
What the? Oh my god, his knife is in the guy's foot! Do you see the baby? Oh.
The resplendent, splendiferous Hoei treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day!
It can't be! Huh, as I thought.
Young man! Enlighten this decrepit old fool! Put me out of my misery! Where is my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. That was really a lot of detail right there.
Sandwich? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my Hoei treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing?
Did the military guy order a steak? I can't remember. Come on, Hosonaga. Put two and two together.
Excuse me. Could I say something?
Yes, of course. You're pretty sane here. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier in the trial, but I was wrong. Whoa. I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation.
Le Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners.
Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. Why do we sound the same sometimes? We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it?
Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal.
It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief.
So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems.
Yeah, that place is whack. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Korakuta-san's Koban is all too clear. What?
What?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Korakuta-san's Koban and hid it under the steak? I mean, I think it has to be Yesa, right? Or Nosa. I don't know what first name, last name. Nosa-san. Right? It was Susanoo. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Because I think he also ordered the steak.
Take that!
Could be wrong. Oh, no, the music stopped. Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Iesa Nosa. What? How? How dare you, you monster! Monster? I stole that koban, did I? I am the master thief of the carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? I mean, you gotta pay for the baby somehow, but it wasn't me, it was Aido. Aido is the mastermind behind all this. Yeah, let's blame the baby. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa! Cry me a river. Copyright. Whoop, never mind, sorry. Cry me a river. Yeah! Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop. Ah! Oh my god. Oh god, did he just break his back? Can you wipe your son's nose? Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesa Nosa preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. So you admitted it. Wipe your baby's nose. Oh, there you go. It's okay now. Don't push the... Okay. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy jumping my way through a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man and his koban. Yes, sir. It was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
Oh, a veritable phantom thief you are.
Oh, Phantom Thieves? Persona 5? I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Oh. A murder. Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted research and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. Aedo too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On a double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. Okay. That seems like a terrible idea. Be like, can I get this in a to-go box? It just slips the... That would not have worked. Okay. This is ridiculous. Oh, this is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time? Well, Miss Brett. Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. Maybe you're the rude one, Ouchie? Your face? May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency. Indeed. We're just gonna ignore that we just found out about the coin. The theft of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? Well, oof. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you're free to leave. What? What? No one's gonna be like, hey, funny, they brought that coin plate from her table. That's good. Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. Hold it. Come on. Objection. And good day. I'm a murdering psychopath. Yeah, come on, Ryunosuke.
Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming.
Oh, no, it's just... Something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up.
If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard.
Sorry?
You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over. Even if you have no idea what you're about to argue, just scream, and that's it.
And that's how, you know, Phoenix Wright always did his thing.
Hold it!
Hold it! Wait, Miss Brett! What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What new student nonsense is this?
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke?
Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
Right?
Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction. It's not her plate.
Whippity-wappity-yo.
I'm going to need to see evidence, counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it?
The plate with the fork and the knife.
I think it's this one, right?
Take that!
The photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred. What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table. The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed, yes.
Go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency, the steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs. Splitting hair. Spitting.
Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten.
Ha! I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Noticed what exactly, Counsel?
Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself.
Then take a good look at this steak, in particular, the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there.
Ah! Oh! Oh! Ah!
Ah!
It looks like Miss Brett has realized something.
Help my voice. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Objection!
But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry, couldn't help but...
Maybe she turned into a savage. Have you ever think about that?
Oh, whatever you say, dear lady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Of course, of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave everything—
Oh, Jesus. I've had enough. You irritating little spectacled samurai relic! Of course. Dear lady!
Samurai relic. What's the matter, Miss Bretz? Have we ruffled your feathers? But up, dab on 'em, Kazuma.
Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the stake have for her.
Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this?
No fucking idea. Woo! I'm kidding. Yes, now at last it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the blood stain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. Put the accent on the wrong syllable there. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day.
I feel like we're making a big deal out of this simple point that it's not her plate. You know what I mean?
I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Shut up!
Shut up! Ugh. Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats.
How can you be so sure?
Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been... what? Yeah, her actual plate. But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
Only the limit does not exist. This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward. There can't be. I don't believe you have it.
Objection!
Objection. I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. My homeboy Hosonaga. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Mess up and I'm gonna cut your head off. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair? It should be Hosen. I think it's her plate, right?
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga.
What? I have it.
Yes.
You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence?
That's ridiculous. Oh God. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks.
Yes.
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitting to stealing Korakuda-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak.
You watch it, Cadet. I am a superior officer.
Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak?
Attention! Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it.
In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection!
But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection!
How do we know that? Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? You ever think the guy just messed up what plate he took from what table? I mean, it's not like no one has a perfect memory, you know what I mean? Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks over. Why would I suggest that? You did switch the plates? Oh wait, he switched the plates? Well, after it happened, when they saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hid the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken up to the kitchen, I seized my chance. With military precision and timing, I switched my stake with the one on the foreign lady's table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. Oh my god, planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So, yes, I did what had to be done. Unbelievable! Oh, that's not what I thought where this was going. But hey, you know, ultimately the same conclusion. However, fear not, persecutor-san. What now? I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform, that is all I did. Sir. All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
Yes!
It is indeed. So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table, despite the fact that there was friggin' blood on it. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hosanaga. Yes. Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both. Ah! Ha 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 ha, yeah, chew on that mask. That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up!
Oh, she's gonna lose her mind. What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat, it can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
Objection!
Shut up! No, you're not wriggling your way out of this time. Out of it this time, lady. I beg your pardon. Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why this steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you. No? Huh! You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing. Just thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. I ain't blind. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. Sometimes. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beef steak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. He's like, I ate it. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Okay, I'll try to give him a deeper voice. Oh, there it is. Sorry for keeping you. It's a murder. Here is the other steak and its plate. Please, feel free to examine it. I mean, we can all see it. The blood stain! It's clearly visible. Look.
Yes!
Yes! Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim. Ah! It can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. It's the swan on her head. That's right, Miss Giselle Brett. It's you. She's gonna lose her mind. She's gonna lose her mind. Here we go, here we go. Oh, oh shit. Outdone by a Japanese, by a Japanese schoolboy. No, no, no! Killer Swan! Yeah! Was that a chick? Ah! Oh! Oh, where are they coming from? Ah! Oh my god! SOS! Oh, that one's kind of cute. Alright. Oh, she's dead. Okay. Well, I mean, karma. Oh, look at them. Oh, look at him. Oh, he just wants to drink the water. They're so cute. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth, this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. Oh, for real, we're about to dang our rope on this bitch. Let's go. It was I who took the professor's life using one of you told me I was saying it wrong. Curare? Curare? Using curare. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So, you planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. Because curare is unheard of here in Japan. Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone. And leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point. So I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man, my homeboy. I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of curare in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Under your skirt? So I was right. There were two guns. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Placed where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I had intended. And then boom shakalaka. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, bang bang into the room. I'm kidding. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point, he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. Yeah, thanks for that. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around.
Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun.
We don't normally get a confession like this, honestly, in the Ace Attorney games. Not that I remember, anyway.
Normally they just lose their shit.
So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor.
Cool.
Your Excellency.
Yes.
I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later?
I shall call on you. I shall call on you.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san.
Wait, did she say why she did it, though? Spite? I don't remember a motive.
It would seem this trial has finally run its course.
Yeah, that was a long-ass trial, which I'm not complaining. I mean, like, I'm happy about it.
I presume the prosecution is in agreement. This can't be. Takatsuchi Aochi does not lose.
Yeah, well, sucks to suck.
Not to the likes of this rookie student.
I'm back to being nervous. You better start getting used to tough opposition.
Arr! Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What? Yes?
This old insult to the Aochi family name will never be forgotten.
Ha ha ha! Because both their ancestors face off in court in the future. Nice. You've become conceited with age, Counsel, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. Oh, slice his hair off. Oh, let's go. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Just decapitates him. Oh, damn, Kazuma. You just cursed my whole family. 1,000 millennia may pass, and still, the Aochi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan is not like, hey, no waving swords around at people. Will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Judicature. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
I am sweating. The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. Apollo justice. A new future law awaits, but what it will look like I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi. Yes. After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. I understand, Your Excellency. Why does that seem so sketch? What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Who are you supposed to assassinate? Ah, never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo? Oh, yes? In you, I sense, how can I put it, an unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. Ah. Not guilty! It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, not guilty! Confetti! Oh, sakura blossoms! Oh, he's still freaking out over there. Petals. Blossoms. Petals. Ah, wow. Freedom! Freedom! This court is now adjourned. Peace out, bitches!
Let's go. We did it. Boop, 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 boop. All right, cool beans, y'all. So I'm gonna call an episode there. Sorry, it's got a little longer. But hey, we finally beat the first case. There's usually a little like sort of epilogue, some cutscenes that sort of lead us into the next case. And so that's what I'm expecting we'll pick up with next time, and sort of just jump into the next case slash episode, I guess they're called. But hey, I really enjoyed this first case. I'll probably kind of review them as we go. It was really in-depth first case. Normally they're pretty short, really straightforward. Not that this one wasn't straightforward, but typically it's a lot simpler than that. And I like the elements they added with you being able to talk to someone next to the person on trial. Like when you see Hosonaga like have the little dot dot dot. I like that. I'm excited to see that more in the game. And the characters are good. I like Naruhodo. I like giving him my voice because I feel like he and I are very nervous and act the same. And I love Kazuma, and Ouchi, is Ouchi. So the judge seems like he actually has his head on straight. So very good first case. It sucks you into the game, and I appreciate that it was a longer one. Like I said, that doesn't happen a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Feel free to let me know in the comments, especially if you played any of the other ones. I'd love to hear how you guys think it compares to those. But yes, as always, feel free to leave a like, comment, favorite, or subscribe, whatever you guys are feeling. And until the next time, lights off, dark out.